Hey guys, welcome. Episode 34. Be patient, be present, be joyful. I don't do a ton of these, but today's episode is kind of money focused. Just an analogy and a concept that I gave some thought to this weekend. And I'm calling this one the 4 Minute Millionaire in the sense that, um, the term millionaire, I know even going back 20 years, and not that a millionaire, you know, $1 million isn't a lot of money by any means, and I'm certainly not a millionaire yet. But um, I think when we go back to the 80s, where it was like a millionaire was like this big thing. It's almost like when you see the Dr. Evil, $1 million, right? And so I'm calling this episode the 4 Minute Millionaire because, there was a time when the 4 minute mile was thought to be impossible. And it was thought to be something that nobody could ever do. And like physically, scientifically unable, the human could not do it. And then, of course, Roger Bannister came and he did it. And then shortly thereafter, I think, and, obviously my usual historical accuracy is not amazing, but, I think within 6 months or within a year or something like that, somebody else did it again. And then, a couple of people later. So as soon as it was done, and it was a real thing. And so tonight's message is for those of you who are, I don't know, maybe just living a life where you've put this thing up of being a millionaire one day as a big thing, and or something that's impossible. And obviously, there's different levels of income that serve different people depending on what you want to do with your life. And so you don't have to want to be a millionaire either. But for those of you who do, who may come across this somehow, maybe I'll hashtag millionaire somewhere in the, I don't know, somewhere on the blog post or something. There's a ton of millionaires out there. There's way more millionaires out there than you really probably recognize. In fact, I would ask you to Google how many millionaires are there in your state or in the country or whatever it is, wherever you're hearing this, just to get an idea how often is actually happening in today's day and age. And that being said, the 4 minute mile is not something easy to do. I certainly couldn't do it. I don't even have the drive to do that, actually, but many people do. And those who do, it takes time, it takes effort, it takes consistency, it takes focus, it takes decision, it takes making the same decision every day. And so for those of you who are, oh my gosh, if I could only be rich, then everything would be different. First of all, that's probably not true. Well, it is true. It would be different in some capacity, but not necessarily, I think, the things you think would be. But secondly, if that's the case, then, it's accessible. It's something that can be done and is being done on a regular basis all over the place. And so if you have a block around money, or it feels like something on the other side of just not possible, I'm challenging you today to run the 4 Minute Millionaire mile, if that's what we could call it. Decide, listen, I'm going to be a millionaire. And maybe not in 4 minutes or 4 years or 4 months, whatever direction you want to go in. But decide that I'm going to train. I'm going to focus my brain. I'm going to just focus my studies to learn how other people did it and do something about it every day. And take something that is extremely realistic with time, effort, focus, and energy and make it yours. So that's my message today. This is a financial message. Maybe you're needing to hear this as you start 2020, being a millionaire, or whatever goal is that you set. Let's put it that way. So I've got my own numbers that I'm working towards, but whatever those numbers are for you, if it's just out, first of all, I suggest making some numbers, so setting some goals of some numbers, and then B, making sure they're a little bit outside your comfort zone or a lot outside your comfort zone, however you like to play the game, and then step into it this year. There's a lot of different things. It doesn't mean you have to necessarily accomplish it this year, but if you set yourself on the path towards accomplishing it, the amount of, when we set ourselves on any goal, sometimes the path to the goal, in fact, more often than not, I think the path to the goal is really what it's all about anyway. And so from my financial standpoint, if you spend this next year deciding that you're working towards the goal of earning X dollars, I'll use $1 million as an example to keep close with the theme, then step into it. Start taking action to it and see where you are, a year from now. Maybe I didn't make $1 million, but this is what I learned about that. Here's what I learned about money. Here's what I learned about my habits. Here's what I learned about where I'm spending, what I'm not spending, what my energy is, what my focus is around around money. Anyway, that's my message for today. Episode 34, the 4 Minute Millionaire. I hope you got something out of it. Let me know what you think. Hit me on Twitter. Hit me on Instagram. Hit me, again, I think I said this last week. Don't hit me too hard. But you can message me on my blog. I'm easy to get a hold of, ryanstanley.com. and hope you're doing well. I appreciate your time. Thanks for being you.